Hey everyone, Case here. Welcome back to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. I can't believe it! Back-to-back chapters. When do we ever get that in the game? Not so much anymore. When I say back-to-back chapters, I mean 2 weeks, 2 chapters. But this one's only going to be 4 parts, but the great thing about this is we get to go to study the constellations at the Astronomy Tower. I don't think we've ever been to the Astronomy Tower, so this is brand new, exciting stuff. Also, coming soon there are 2 new areas. I don't know what they are, but that's pretty exciting as well. What am I doing here? Oh, study the constellations. Would you look at this? It's nighttime! I've always been very fascinated by space and what's up there. So this is right up my alley. Good evening, class. I know it's hard for you to stay up this late, and I apologize for disturbing your circadian rhymes. Or is that rhythms? She's not kidding. I'm not sure I can keep my eyes open much longer. Just try not to drool on me if you doze off. I would have liked to start earlier in the term, but the night sky has been gloomy and clouded these past few months. Sometimes it seems the heavens themselves reflect our lives here on Earth. It sounds like something the Centaurs would say. Along with a bunch of other rubbish. Miss Snide, could you please stop whispering to Mr. Casey? Yes, Professor. Thank you. Centaur superstition aside, the stars do have a subtle influence on the magic we do here at Hogwarts. But that is not why we study them. We study them because they are mysterious and because they are beautiful. Brava! I'm glad I signed up for this class. So am I, Miss Elves, and I hope the rest of you are just as enthusiastic. This evening, we'll be studying the constellations. You'll be working on your star charts in pairs, so I recommend you each find a partner. Professor, can we work in a group of 3? I don't see why not. According to Torvus, Firenze wants us to study the constellation Cetus. And somehow that will make us make sense of Trelawney's prophecy. A prophecy which you decided wasn't worth sharing with us. Huh? Yes, why is this the first we're hearing of it? Honestly, there's been so much happening lately, it slipped my mind. But considering you mentioned final endings and the ultimate price, I have to wonder if it's already come true. Perhaps, but perhaps it's only just started to come true. Things can always get worse. Thanks for the pep talk, Copper. I'd say Trelawney's cracked, and I wouldn't put stock in the advice of stargazing horses either. Firenze is a centaur, Marilla. Oh, pardon me. Huh? You're the only one who heard the prophecy, Casey. Do you think we need to be worried? We can handle anything together. There's worse yet to come. Oh, there's much worse to come. Why would there not be much worse to come? Everybody is still everywhere. I think there's worse yet to come. Much as I might not like to, I've learned to take nothing for granted. That's true. Rowan's death has only made me more weary of the dangers we've yet to face. If you two are done chatting, we really gotta get to work. Professor Sinistra's looking right over here. Alright then, let's see what these constellations have to tell us. I'm glad you made it out of the Forbidden Forest in one piece, Casey. Thank you. For saving me, also, by the way. Excellent work, everyone. You're all on the way to becoming expert astronomers yourselves. You may start packing up while I come around to collect your star charts. Professor Sinistra calls Cetus the monster of the deeps. And it's in the same region of the sky as a lot of the other water-related constellations, like Aquarius, Pisces. This all points to the Black Lake as the location of the final Curse Vault. And Trelawney did mention murky water as well.
Ugh.
Oh, come off it. It's just a coincidence, that's all. Perhaps, but perhaps not. We should at least hear what Firenze has to say. Well, you can wait tomorrow. The stars are telling me that a nice, comfy bed is in my future. I'm about to nod off myself, but there's someone I wanted to talk to first. Good night then, Casey. Let us know what you learned from Firenze. Wait, am I going now? Oh no, I'm going here first, okay. I thought I was going to Forbidden Forest. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Hi there, Casey. How did your star chart turn out? Never mind that. It was you in the Forbidden Forest last night, wasn't it? You knew I would be there, and you warned me about the dangers. I'm quite sure I don't know what you're talking about, but even if I did, I surely wouldn't discuss it here. I'm volunteering in the hospital wing again. Petrified people aren't as likely to eavesdrop. That's what always confuses me, because I'm always talking about my plans in front of everybody. It's a given that so many people have heard what I've had to say, who are not part of it. I've never understood that in this game. How are they looking? No improvement, but that's to be expected. I suppose all we can do is find the vault and break the curse. Which is why I ignored your warning and went into the Forbidden Forest the other night. Well, it's a good thing I was there too. So, it was you who fought off the other werewolf? Yes, the forest is home to more than just acromantulas, unfortunately. I've run across other werewolves before, and that one is particularly vicious. I see. Well, thank you for saving us. What's wrong? Everything turned out alright, didn't it? Yes, I'm glad you followed me. You shouldn't have followed me. We would have been a werewolf dinner if she had not saved us. Or become a werewolf. I'm glad you were there, Chiara. We would have been werewolf food if you hadn't showed up when you did. No offense. None taken. So, did you at least find what you were looking for? Why did you go to the forest anyway? We were looking for clues. Anything that could lead us to R, Rakepick, or my brother. In other words, we were grasping at straws. But we did have a surprise visitor after you chased the werewolf off. Really? Tell me about it while I tend to these students. We can at least try to make them more comfortable. How are you going to do that, exactly? They're stoned. There's nothing you can do. So, after being attacked by a werewolf, you were accosted by a centaur with a message concerning a grim prophecy. It's an interesting life you lead, Casey. I traded for a dull one in a heartbeat. Unfortunately, Rakepick's made that impossible. I'm hoping Firenze's insight into the prophecy will help me stop her and R for good, though. I hope so too, for your sake and all of Hogwarts. So, you'll be heading back into the forest tonight then? Yes, I have to go to the Centaur camp to see Firenze. You're going to the Centaur camp? I've never even heard of the Centaurs letting a student visit them. Well, it wasn't easy to get them to agree to it, believe me. The full moon has passed, but you should still be careful. I will, and thanks again for saving us yesterday. I'm glad you were there. All in a night's work. Oh, look who it is. Beatrice? Everything okay? I don't think so. Yes, everything is absolutely wonderful. She's been like that for days. No one has been able to get through to her. I'll just have to keep trying then. Right now though, I've got some centaurs to talk to. She's definitely very traumatized by that. Firenze will be ready to see you soon. Wait for my signal. So why can't I just talk to Beatrice? With those 4 hours. Logically, that makes sense. But in this game, no. No, it doesn't. It has been a very long time since I've been to the Centaur camp. I'm very curious to see if it's changed or not at all. Looks exactly the same. There are less people, though. It's good to see you, Casey. I trust you've been well. Not exactly, Taurus. Things haven't been great at Hogwarts. Yes, these are troubling times indeed. I was merely making small talk, as your people say. Your wizard customs are rather inscrutable to me. They can be a little odd, can they? Although, I'm sure you'd agree that Centaurs are much better. Firenze is so tall compared to Taurus, and I remember when this first popped up a long time ago, I was blown away by the size difference. I still am. Your point is well taken, but you might consider making it more quietly. It is only by the grace of the herd that you set foot in our camp, Casey. It wouldn't do to offend your host by criticizing their ancient customs, don't you agree? You think they were right to exile Taurus. I think Taurus and wizards are both strange. You're right. I'll keep my voice down. I will never keep my voice down. I will always talk. Everybody will always eavesdrop. Till the day this is over. We'll do the bottom one. I worked too hard to be invited here to muck it up now. I'll keep my voice down. A wise decision. For what it is worth, I don't disagree with you. But you are the guest of the herd, not just of Firenze. I understand. In any case, I'm not here to reform Centaur society. I delivered your message about Trelawney's prophecy, Firenze. Very good. And did you study the stars as I suggested, Casey? Yes. I asked Professor Sinistra about the constellation Cetus. She called it the monster of the deeps. Does this mean the next curse falls is in the Black Lake? It might mean many things. Those stars are as fickle as the seas they rule over. But what do you make of them? Taurus said he had some new insight to share with me. Be patient, my friend. I will give you my best interpretation, but I cannot be certain. I traveled a long way. Give me some new information. This is a lot to take in, Firenze. You're saying I'll face a difficult decision, a powerful adversary, and another loss? That is what I read in the stars, although the exact nature of these events is slippery and difficult to discern. It sounds like Casey's troubles are far from over. Of that, I think we can be certain, but there's no shadow without a light. The stars tell me that your world is about to open up in ways you can't possibly imagine. You have lived these last 6 years at Hogwarts, but soon your path will take you beyond its protective enchantments. Tell me, Casey, when the time comes, will you be ready to walk that path? Hogwarts is my home. I will leave Hogwarts and never look back. I'll let the stars decide. I don't know how much the stars are going to help. If they're going to help even just a slight bit, that's an advantage for us. At the same time, you can't rely 100% and put all your eggs into one basket with that. I have to say Hogwarts is my home, because I gotta protect everybody, right? Hogwarts is my home. I just can't imagine leaving it, even after all that's happened. No wonder you fought so hard to defend it. What if the only way to say Hogwarts is to leave it behind? Then I'll do whatever it takes. I just hope that day never comes. What will you do now, Casey? I don't know, really. I need somewhere quiet to sit and think. You seem to have a lot on your mind. Gather your thoughts and then we can talk. Ooh, I hope I don't slip up. Although, let's be honest, I'm pretty sure he knows what's going on. He must. Time to have a good old heart-to-heart. Hello there, Casey. You're a blade, aren't you? and returning from the Forbidden Forest if I'm not mistaken. Professor, I can't explain. There's no need, JC. I've come to expect the unexpected from you. What is it this time? Remember I told you about Trelawney's prophecy and that the Centaurs had agreed to help me understand it? Friends told me it meant I'd lose someone, but perhaps not in the way I'd expect. You're wondering if the prophecy was referring to Rowan, or whether there's another death in your future. Well, yes. If there's one thing you can always count on, Casey, it's death. It comes for all of us, in the end. Although my friend Nicholas Flamel might disagree. But the prophecy said I'd lose someone in a way I didn't expect. What could that mean? I suspect we won't know until it's already come to pass. But I do know if you spend your life worrying about the future, the present will pass you by. Then, what should I do? Just ignore the prophecy? I would encourage you to focus on what you can change. Imagine that we are living in the past and that you are looking back on us from the future. What can you do now that you will want to have done later? Don't play mind checkers with me, man. I'm not in the mood. Well, Casey, have you sorted out what your future self would most like your past self to have done? I'd want to have stopped Rakepick. I'd want to have understood Jacob better. I mean, the whole thing with Rakepick is everything. You don't stop her. That's it. If we don't get our brother back, that's really sad. But stopping Rakepick is a massive, massive hurdle we have to stop. The biggest hurdle. I'd want to have stopped Rakepick and avenged Rowan. Is that in your power to achieve right at this moment? Well, no, I suppose it isn't. You mentioned wanting to understand your brother better. Why is that? I thought when I finally found him, things would go back to the way they were before, but they haven't. I don't mind that he's changed, because I've changed too. I just want to know why he's the way he is. I can sympathize. Sometimes my own brother seems like a stranger to me, and yet he knows me better than anyone. You and your brother have a chance to make up for lost time. Don't let it pass you by. The trouble is, I don't know how to contact him. Perhaps you can work that out in the morning. You are, after all, out past your bedtime, and I am still your teacher. Right. I suppose I'll just go to bed then. Good night. If you're taking the grand staircase, would you mind speaking to Miss Hayward? I passed her by on the way down here, and she looked as though she had needed a friend. That would be great, but she doesn't want to talk to anybody. Ah, nuts. I don't want coins. I want the energy. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the chapter. It was really short, although there was a fair amount of dialogue in between this. We're a little bit closer anyway. Now we at least have a bit of a ballpark in terms of all of the stuff that we've deciphered. And with the stars, it does seem like it's going to head to the Black Lake. But Beatrice is acting kind of funny too. Gotta figure that out. Again, she's probably quite traumatized with everything going on. We'll snap her out of it. I'm sure we will. In Harry Potter, Hogwarts Mystery. So thank you very so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye everybody.